in the case of the kind of work that I began doing some years ago, which I think is very harmonious with what's being done in the Pathfinders training, I began to develop meditation practices where I encourage my students to go out and meditate on the sense of sound, the experience of taste, the experience of smell. We have beautiful ponderosa pine trees where I live. And those ponderosa pine trees have an odor that is just extraordinarily wonderful. It's like butterscotch. You go up to a big ponderosa pine tree, place your arms around it, put your nose up next to the sap. What you smell is this beautiful, sweet, butterscotchy smell. It's an aroma that fills your whole body. You know what I'm talking about. And so when we do a training, I have people, I do it several ways. First, I have people go out and they have the experience of using each one of their senses to connect with everything within the field of their circle, their natural medicine wheel that they're sitting within, their mandala. And then I have them work with particular form aspects within the mandala. For example, sitting in front of the tree perhaps, and merging with the tree through sight, where you place the emphasis not on I am here and the tree is there, but on the actual experience of the natural unity that arises through the exchange of photons that occurs. There's really no point unless you choose to make it different. I mean, through your educational processes, you're taught that you're here and the tree is there. But in modern physics, you're taught that actually you and the tree are connected. So you use your senses to have that level of deeper science. You sit with the tree, you see, and the light becomes the medium of communion. Now, when you've done sight that way, you've done smell the way I described earlier, where you're flooded, you and the tree are one through the experience of smell, through what you've heard in the way the tree sighs and moves and the way the wind plays in its needles. You've unified, you've had the experience of communion. That means, in English, union with. Com means with in Latin. It's interesting, all of our internet stuff ends with a com. I think there it means commercial, but but originally com meant with, union, communion, union with. So the experience, I mean, you don't have to be Catholics to have this kind of communion. So I say, look, you're all about to go through a special kind of communion experience here with Way of Nature. And your communion is given to you, the blessing is given to you through your very senses themselves. So the senses become the mechanism for communion, the means of communion. When you touch a tree, there's no point really where you and the tree are separate. You are in a state of union. Same with smell, same with touch, sight, sound, taste, smell, and touch. And if you're holding the tree, you actually, I'm sure you've had the experience of the tree moving when you are hugging it. You can feel the tree and you moving, and the experience of your own balance and movement with the tree. And then, as you're doing that, if you're a little bit sensitive, you can begin to have the experience of the tree and its life force. You can have the experience of communion, the merging of your life force and its. And then you can have the experience, of course, of the emotions that come up in that experience of communion with the tree. And then the emotions themselves become part of the communion experience. And then thoughts might arise. Oh, how beautiful this is to be in this experience of communion with the tree. I love the way it's swaying. Those are all thoughts that are part of the natural flowering of the experience of communion with the tree. So sight, sound, taste, smell, touch, balance and movement, experience of life force, emotions and thoughts are all unified in your experience of communion with that tree. That's how we do it.